Good morning, I'm Steffann, and I'm giving a short lightning talk on a DHCP server project that I'm working on. So, the way this started was I was doing a project at Solcon, a Dutch ISP. They do fiber to the home, and they needed a DHCP server. Really simple, just every customer gets a /56, and we were looking for some software that we could use for this. And that actually turned out to be hard. These days, Kia is a bit more developed, so we could have used that. But last summer, I couldn't find anything, so I decided to write my own. Some of the reasons why, that I wrote my own, the problems I ran into, most DHCP servers are, well, the D in DHCP stands for dynamic, and they were actually fully dynamic. But for an ISP, you just want fixed assignments, like this customer, this address, and that's it. And that was really hard to do. So I decided to build something that's flexible, easy to adapt for different use cases, and actually focus on the non-standard deployments. So at that point, performance wasn't a big issue yet. I mean, it's like tens of requests per second, so that was just fine. So what I did is I took Python and wrote a DHCPv6 server in Python. Now, the way I built it is that I didn't build a full DHCP server. I just built components. I built a toolkit. So there's a server component that listens on a network socket, accepts the request, can send a response, but everything in between is flexible. So you can just add handlers and implement your own. So in this case, what I did for the ISP was just get a request, put in the DNS information, look up from the relay with what the remote ID of the customer was, look in a CSV file, put in the right answer, and send it off again. And this way, you can actually integrate it into whatever provisioning system you're using. So we are actually using this now. We're just doing prefix delegation based on remote ID, data in a CSV file, and the rest is just in the config. And that's it's like really simple to configure, really easy to provision. The only thing that we needed to do from our provisioning systems is export a CSV file. Well, everybody can do that, right? So, and that's basically it. So this is something, like I said, it's not meant to be like a plug-and-play DHCP server. This is tools to build your own, to integrate into your own provisioning system. Now, one of the things that I also could do with this, when I was testing this and debugging this, I got really tired of reading log files, looking at, okay, what request was sent, what reply did we give, doing a lot of TCP dumps, Wireshark, things like that. And that got really boring. So things you can also do, because it's your own DHCP server, I actually attached a handler on the request side to capture the request. I added a handler on the response side to capture the response, put everything into a database, and suddenly I had a looking glass where I could actually see for every client what the last request was, what the last response was, and make debugging easier. So just an example of what's possible with this. Now, how am I going to continue from here? I actually got funding from the SIDN fund to keep developing this and enhance it further. And things I'm looking at is like adding more options, adding more flexibility, making the configuration maybe a bit more flexible. I'm looking at performance enhancements and, of course, documentation, testing, test coverage. One of the things I'm looking for, I was talking to some people from Apache Cloud Stack, and they were actually looking for a relay server to use in their deployment. So I'm looking at building in some options so it can be used as a relay. So yeah, there's a lot of different directions that I'm looking at. And basically, I just I'm here just to make you aware that I'm doing this. If you want to get involved, please do. If you have some good ideas or some weird use cases, I would really be happy to hear them. And if you want to see the code or the documentation, these are the links. I assume the presentation will be online somewhere, so you can just click them. And that's basically my my talk for now. Cool DHCP server, really flexible. And if you're interested, if you want to get involved, please let me know. Any questions?
Okay, thank you, Sander.